Here. So Chief Pelton, as you know, these are very special times for us as a city commission to see these ceremonial processes and ceremonies that you do. So it's kind of neat for us to be able to start the night off with this. So we'll turn it over to you.
Well, thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is a very special evening. It's a holdover from our COVID times where we couldn't get together. One was on vacation during the time that we had you, Commissioner Glanville, and Commissioner Gilbert out to the golf course for those ceremonies. So we're going to continue this on and have our full-time positions that we filled this year and last year honored tonight with their families. So thank you for allowing us to come tonight. So you think to yourself, what is being a firefighter? We are different than anybody else. In April, Monica came from PD and transferred over, and the first thing she said after a couple of weeks was, "Wow, you guys are different." Very different. I said, "Well, what do you mean?" She said, "In the PD, work a shift, we're done, hang up your uniform, put away your shoes. Now you're a civilian going out. Yeah, you still think like an officer, but you're done with your job. Your shift is over, you go home." Our shift may be over at the 4 o'clock time, but we still answer the call. We carry that little box on our hip that rings out when someone's in trouble, and we answer the call. No matter what time of day or night, whether it's convenient or not, a lot of family events that are canceled because we had to answer that call. Whether it's the hottest day or the coldest nights, we answer that call. Every day is a new day that's met with new possibilities and potential tragedies, most of which are out of our control. So we train, we prepare our people, we overcome those tragedies, take chaos, and bring it back under control for our citizens in our city. Chief Edwin Croker said it right at the New York Fire Department back in 1908, stands true today. For career people, I have no ambition in this world but one. That is to be a fireman. The position may, in some eyes, appear to be a lowly one, but we know who work which firemen have to do believe this is a noble calling. Our proudest moment is to save lives. Under the impulse of such thoughts, the nobility of the occupation thrills us. It stimulates us. Deeds of daring, even of supreme sacrifice. When a person takes the oath of office to be a firefighter, their greatest act of bravery has been accomplished. For everything else after that is all in the line of duty. So today we're going to bring forth Chris Stiltner and Jesse Landsiedel. Chris has been a paid-on-call firefighter with us for... Chris, stand up. He's over here now. Come on up, Chris. Chris has been a paid-on-call firefighter for us for 2.5 years now. 2.25 years. 2.25 years. He was previously an HVAC designer. He's married to his beautiful wife, Kate, for 15 years. They have 4 kids, Noah, 13, Gabe, Abby. You guys can stand up. And Felix. Chief Munn, come forward. Chris, if you repeat after me, hold up your right hand. I, Christopher Stiltner.
I, Christopher Stiltner.
Do solemnly swear to do my duty as a firefighter.
Do solemnly swear to do my duties as a firefighter.
For the Walker Fire Department to the best of my ability.
For the Walker Fire Department to the best of my ability.
To serve my commanding officers and fellow firefighters with respect and dignity.
To serve my commanding officers and fellow firefighters with
Respect and dignity.
respect and dignity.
To serve the citizens of the city of Walker with compassion,
To serve the citizens of the city of Walker with compassion,
courage, and integrity.
courage, and integrity.
To uphold the laws
To uphold the laws
and constitutions of the United States,
and constitutions of the United States,
the state of Michigan, and the city of Walker.
the state of Michigan, and the city of Walker.
So help me God.
So help me God.
So Kate,
Would you like to do the honors?
Sure.
congratulations, Chris. Then we'll have you up in a minute again. Our next firefighter we hired in April of this year. Jesse Landsiedel has been a paid-on-call firefighter at Station 3 for the last 5 years. Previously worked at Centos, and since he's left Centos, I've got nothing but phone calls. When's he coming back? I used to be on his route at my former employer as well. He's always been known for his customer service skills and looking out for others. His girlfriend Brooke is here tonight with his sister Amanda, husband Ben. What's that? Andrea. Oh.
My sister-in-law.
Okay. You did. You fat-fingered it because I couldn't. Ben and niece Kennedy. Kennedy will be pinning firefighter Landsiedel tonight. You ready, Kennedy? Good job. Good job. Raise your right hand. I put the cart before the horse. I'm sorry. I, Jesse Landsiedel,
I, Jesse Landsiedel,
do solemnly swear to do my duty
do solemnly swear to do my duty
as a firefighter for the Walker Fire Department
as a firefighter for the Walker Fire Department
to the best of my ability
to the best of my ability
to serve my commanding officers and fellow firefighters
to serve my commanding officers and my fellow firefighters
with dignity and respect,
with dignity and respect,
to serve the citizens of the city of Walker
to serve the citizens of the city of Walker
with compassion, courage, and integrity,
with compassion, courage, and integrity,
and to uphold the laws and constitutions
and to uphold the laws and the constitutions
of the United States,
of the United States,
state of Michigan,
state of Michigan,
and the city of Walker, so help me God.
and the city of Walker, so help me God.
Congratulations, Jesse. Good to have you. Now, Jesse and Chris, you're not done yet. Why don't you have you both come stand up? If I'm correct, have you go around the circle and meet each of our commissioners.
Sure. I started my son.
Don't go this way. Jesse?
Jesse, you can't get off that easy. You have to come around the outside.
Yeah, go around the outside. The outside ring. Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Congrats. Thank you.
So the friends and family of our two firefighters, we do have refreshments and cupcakes back at Station 1 for you all, especially for Kennedy. Got special ones for Kennedy. Again, thank you, commissioners and honorable mayor, for letting us present tonight.
All, thank you again. Congratulations, both Jesse and Chris. And what's really neat to see is just the sea of blue out here in the community that you all have with you. And I was just writing the July monthly newsletter before I'd actually come into the room, and there was a shout out in here, and it was in the context of that sense of safety and security that we have in the community. So just be on behalf not just of this city commission, but really the residents and businesses of our city, thank you for all you do, because in there I talk a little bit about being able to sleep well at night, not have to worry, because we know we're going to be taken care of. So as we look out here, I think we have the confidence, we're going to be well taken care of. So thank you again. Congratulations, both Jesse and Chris.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. All right. Well, we will roll into it, and I guess you're welcome to stay if you want, or me personally, I'd grab the cupcakes and the other refreshments. So, yeah. All right, next on our list, we'll roll into this, is discussion on consent agenda items. Are there any questions on the agenda, the two consent agenda items? One thing on the memorandum of understanding for the chief of police, I did see there was one amount. It references V55 or F55 in there without looking at it, but there are different pension plans based on longevity and age with the city, and soon-to-be Chief Mankel actually is in the 50, not the 55. So we'll update just that one number. So where it says, I think it's F55, should say F50. But we'll get that changed. But outside of that, we'll ask for approval on that as we get to the 7 o'clock hour. So that being said, I'll turn to my left. Mr. Wash, any stuff? We got a little bit of time here, so.
Well, I don't have anything for you except if you want to go through a couple of slides about the tax abatement for the item on the agenda tonight for a public hearing.
Might not be a
We
bad
can do
idea.
that?
Commission. Yep.
Yep. Okay, bear with me for 1 second here.
And I believe we have representation from the applicants. That's it, so.
Okay, well, the folks from AMG, I won't get into any detail. That will be, I'll leave that for you folks to explain what you do, why you do it, why you're coming here, those kind of things. That really frames up the findings of fact for the City Commission when they come about their resolution, which is item 21606 on their agenda. You know, when we do these abatements, it's good maybe to take a look back and refresh our memory. And for Tom, I know you're a detailed person when it comes to the budget, so I just try to put a couple of basic slides together to frame up the discussion tonight. I always like to start with location. So this is the north part of the city, north of I-96. And if you haven't driven Northridge from Fruit Ridge all the way to Bristol, I encourage you to do so. That's really the new phase of economic development for the city. It's our economic development engine. It's been 20 plus years in the making, and it's filling up rapidly. And just to the west of that area, where you see Irwin Seating on the west side of Fruit Ridge, south of 4 Mile, there's a red block and then there's a blue block. The red block in total is about 285,000 square feet. That's a group called Honeycrisp that's come into Planning Commission. And they have also come in and established what's called a district for this PA 198 action. And as part of that district, now we have AMG Operations who's coming in and they're going to occupy the north end, 60,000 square feet, which is illustrated in the blue box. It's not perfect, but I just wanted to give you some kind of orientation. And they are going to bring 20 new industrial jobs, and I'll let you folks fill in the blanks on that. There is a public hearing as part of this at your 7 o'clock meeting. And here's a little bit of math. And math that after we've all worked all day, we'll keep it simple, right? This PA 198 is something that was adopted, I believe, in 1974. So it's been around a while. It's really one of the only economic development tools that Walker has. What it does is allows you folks to make some judgment on should property taxes be abated up to 50% for X amount of years, based on the findings of fact for the different operations that are coming in front of you. So not to belabor the point, but these folks, they originally asked for 12 years of a 50% property tax abatement, but based on their lease, our assessing department has identified that we can only approve up to 10 years now. They can come back in the 10th year and request the last 2 years. So how does that look mathematically? I think our assessing department put together a good summary of how this part of our economic development model works in Walker. Remember, 2/3 of your revenue comes from income tax. So your property tax is a much smaller percentage. That gives us the ability to potentially give these kinds of tax abatements without too much of a significant impact on your annual budget. What will happen is as these buildings fill with jobs, the income tax more than offsets any tax abatements you're allowed to give under this program. So what assessing has done for you is shown that overall, if you look at towards the top column, there is the overall annual millage. And if you look at the non-abated, Walker's annual millage is 46 and change. But if you slide over to the right, Walker's take of that is only 1.336 mil. So you folks have a very, very low property tax rate, probably one of the lowest in the state for a municipality. If you continue down that column all the way to the right, this is the annual impact to the city of Walker for giving the abatement that's requested. And I put a yellow line through year 10. You can see that we're talking about 1,000 and change per year here in abatement affecting Walker. So from a city standpoint, this makes great sense as an economic development tool. The other taxing jurisdictions give up 50% of their rate for X amount of years, in this case 10, maybe 12. The state education tax is kept whole, and that's refunded through the state level. So that's kind of the model that you're looking at. Hopefully that gives you some answer. I think Carol had some questions about how this works last time, and then with Tom coming on board, it was probably a good opportunity. And it's good for me too to go back and see how all these pieces fit. So there's a quick explanation, and I'll get out of the way and hand it back to you folks.
All right, Commissioners, desire for questions first, or should we invite our folks from Acme Marine Group up for any background on this first? Would that be better? Okay. So if you wouldn't mind coming up, I know in doing a little research and writing a press release in the last couple of days, you make some really cool the props and some of I think it's really, to me, some cutting edge technology that you're applying to the product. So we're excited to hear more about it and have it be a part of the city of Walker. So if that mind, if you'd share your name, little background, and
Sure.
We'll maybe ask some questions here and there.
Sure. So my name is Wesley Kent. I'm the president of Acme Marine Group, and we're excited and proud to be a company that is locally based here in West Michigan. Our company, like a lot, has in the past year has experienced a tremendous amount of growth, and that for us has been a history that continues to extend itself into the future. We primarily provide precision metal components to the marine and military industries. So anything that you may find on a nuclear submarine or a Navy destroyer, we'll make a metal component that might go on that ship. We'll also make a lot of boat propellers. A lot of our boat propellers go into the ski and wake industry, which is a really popular recreational sport right now. We're excited to be a part of that industry and help families connect on the water. So as part of that, we continue to develop a base of employees where we want to grow as a family. And we tell our employees we've all got one life to live and we want to make the most of it. And we're really proud to be a positive part of our employees' story. And we're excited to make that continue to happen in West Michigan. Walker was a great location for us to land on. We're really excited to find a new building in which we can be a part of. So we plan on taking about 60,000 square feet and adding some new heads to the equation to help facilitate our growth in addition to our other locations. So we're very excited about the opportunity and look forward to being a part and continuing to be a part of the community here.
Fantastic. Thank you. Commissioners, any questions in your end?
Can you remind me where you are located now?
Yeah, so we are located right now in 3 separate locations. We have an office in Ada, Michigan, and we have another facility up in Reed City, and then we have a 3rd facility today in White Cloud, Michigan. Yeah. So all West Michigan based.
And I'm sure Commissioner Burke's heart skipped just a little bit listening to the some of the military aspects.
Well, I do thank you for your help to our Navy. I'm the 31-year naval aviator and ship driver, so
Wonderful.
I've been qualified on a nuclear submarine. I commanded a nuclear aircraft carrier, so I appreciate your support with precision components. I got to come tour your facility one of these days.
Yeah, well, thank you for your service.
So Super, thanks. Commissioners, questions, comments on this?
Just a clarifying question. So the 20 new industrial jobs that we're seeing on here, that speaks just to your operation, or is that for the site overall? Because I know there was other tenant jobs.
That's just us.
Perfect.
And these for your company are, if to my understanding correctly, are net new positions that you see
Yeah, they're growth
Yeah.
opportunities, yeah.
because you're booming. And obviously, you can see even from the website and the bit of research that I did. I mean, you can definitely see business has been good for you, and you've got a good following with your customer base as well.
Yeah,
So,
we do, yeah.
Yep, awesome. All right, commissioners, any questions? Quick, if we could straw vote with the official vote, we'll do it 7, but is there any concerns we have on this for approval at 7 o'clock?
I don't have any questions for you. Thank you very much. But I did have one question about the resolution. It says that under item 1D that the primary effect is not merely transferring of employment. I'm sure there's some law that says that can't be the primary reason. Does anybody know the details of that?
It might be something worded in the Public Act, I'm guessing.
Yeah, what this law is not intended to do is essentially pick up an operation and just move it to another community. And I think what you folks are doing is this is a new facility for you.
Correct.
In addition to all of the others. So if they were talking about consolidating everything here, then maybe it wouldn't be able to meet that finding of fact. So whenever we look at findings, it's essentially a checklist for you guys. In this case, I think you're okay because they're not pulling jobs from White Cloud or whatever and just landing in Walker and restarting. So because this is a new operation, I think you're okay with that finding.
Yeah, just to expand on that, what we've seen in the past across the state with some economic development tools is that different companies will move from one community to another to take advantage of different incentives, and it's not a net gain. It's just as Frank was speaking to, it was a transference, and they just do it to capitalize on different incentives. When one runs out, they utilize another. Some folks have left the state and come back to Michigan and really gotten us for some big dollars. So I think that's the intent there.
All right. Mr. Kent, I think we are good, and I'm sensing probably unanimous approval at 7 o'clock. You're welcome to stay if you'd like. It's a little down the list, but I'm not anticipating any issues on behalf of the commission. So,
Okay, thank you.
yeah.
Appreciate your time.
Thank you. Welcome to Walker.
Thank you.
All right, we have a couple of minutes. Maybe I'll slide back to the left then. Thank you, Frank, for putting that presentation together. Very helpful. And I want to reinforce, too, for the commission is, for us, it's looking at that big picture of understanding the jobs themselves. And I know I sound like a broken record, but the jobs over the property tax, because you can see the the impact on the spreadsheet that Frank put together versus 20 jobs, maybe more. If they're net new jobs because of growth, there's probably more down the road, but let's be conservative in the number. So let's we always talk about playing chess, not checkers. This is an example of that. So, good. All right. Anything else on your list from the city manager's office?
No, I don't. Daryl's on vacation this week, so I'll be filling his spot for the rest of the week here. And by the end of the week, I will get out a draft resolution for the formation of your Parks and Recreation Committee.
Sweet.
So you folks can redline that and get it where you're comfortable, and hopefully come fall, we can start to pull that together.
Awesome.
Okay, that's
And we're
about it.
developing our list of the members on the committee, so to speak.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yep, I can speak to that when you get to me.
Okay. All right, cool. All right, I'll jump over to the clerk. Madam Clerk, congratulations, by the way, to the right.
Thank you, and I have nothing here.
All right. Yeah, nothing major happened over this few days. All right. Why don't let's do this just so we're not rushed. Let's just take a quick minute and a half here to, anything from the peanut gallery or no? Okay. When is the Unity bike ride coming up?
14th of August we take off.
Gotcha.
So Stevensville is our starting point, and our ending point is Petoskey.
Nice.
They're rerouting us a little bit this year, so we're gonna be around 370 miles.
And there's 4 of you going this year?
Four of us from Walker, yes.
Yep, that's awesome.
Who are they?
Training, trying to get it ready.
Gotcha.
Who are going?
Myself, Sergeant Reisman,
Okay.
Andrew Ringling, and Jordan Starr. So,
I figured Tommy was going.
yeah, so we've been trying to get some training rides in, but we're all on different shifts and trying to make that happen as easy.
I knew he was training for something, because when I'm running, he usually whizzes by me on the
Yeah.
bike. At least he says hello.
We'll be stopping in Grand Haven for a short memorial service, so if anybody wants to come and cheer us on or heckle us, either way.
That would be my pleasure.
We're good with any kind of support.
Who's grown tomatoes in the backyard that might be able to bring
I
a few?
know, hey, not my backyard though.
You know what's interesting, when we did the ride on the East Coast, we actually had some not so great support. We had people throwing full cans of pop.
Serious?
From an overpass. So we had about 2,000 riders returning to DC, and there was a group of people with a backpack full of sealed cans of pop, and they were throwing them up over because they have the fences. They were throwing them up over ass.
Oh my goodness.
Luckily, no one got hurt, but
Yeah, helmets are.
yeah, that's the worst reception we got.
Wow,
We
that's
didn't have any
terrible.
problems going through Baltimore that year, but when we got into DC,
Yeah, that's terrible. All right. At Grand Haven, got it. Well, I think we are 7 o'clock. Do the official call the meeting to order. If I could ask Commissioner Chase to please deliver the invocation, lead us in Pledge of Allegiance.
Yep. Shall we pray? Heavenly Father, tonight we come to you as we begin this meeting. May our hearts and minds be following the plan that you have for us as a commission. I pray that we seek you for advice for going forward. Let us not make decisions based upon what we know, but what you know for the plan. Please continue to watch over our city staff, and especially the city staff that watches over our city day and night. In your name, amen.
Amen. Thank you. If I could ask Commission to please stand and join for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all. If I could ask our clerk please to call the roll.
Mayor Carey.
Present.
Commissioner Gilbert.
Present.
Commissioner Glanville.
Present.
Commissioner Groders.
Present?
Commissioner Chase.
Present.
Commissioner DeShane.
Present?
And Commissioner Burke.
Present.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Next on the list is approval of minutes from the June 28th, 2021 City Commission meeting. Are there any questions on said minutes? Otherwise, I'll entertain a motion for approval and support.
Make a motion to approve?
Support.
Support. Thank you, Commissioner Gilbert and Commissioner Groders. Any other discussion on the minutes? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Minutes are adopted. Thank you. Next on the list is a public hearing that I'll open up. Seeing I have no one in the audience, but it'll be official. We'll open up the public hearing for the Industrial Facilities Exemption Certificate for Acme Marine Group Operations LLC, also DBA as AMG Operations LLC. Anyone wishing to speak on this topic and this topic alone is welcome to come to the podium. Sergeant Frank is not a taker. All right. We'll move on. All right. Seeing no one wishing to speak, and we have no more Zoom land, said public hearing is now closed. Next on the list is public comment on agenda items. All right. Seeing none, we're good. Consent agenda, we have 2 items on there. First is the Memorandum of Understanding, the new contract agreement, if you will, for the Chief of Police, our new Chief of Police, and then also the expenditures in the amount of $496,634.17. On the MOU for soon-to-be Chief Mankel, just the one adjustment that we have as a matter of record that the under item 1, where it is F55 for that respective pension, the MERS plan, that it actually would read F50, F50. With that one change, that would be the only thing I ask, but any other discussion on the two consent agenda items? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion for approval and support.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Commissioner Deshane.
I'll support.
All right. Hold on a second. Approval, Deshane. I heard Commissioner Chase next to me. Support. Any other discussion on those two items? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Great, our consent agenda is passed, thanks. Next on the list is Resolution 21-606, approving the application of an industrial facilities exemption certificate under Public Act 198 of the State of Michigan for AMG Operations LLC. We heard from Mr. Kent, the president and owner of Acme Marine Group earlier at the 6:30 meeting. So is there any other dialogue on said approval? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion for approval and support then.
Motion to approve the resolution 21-606.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Support.
Thank you, Commissioner Glanville. Any other discussion? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed? All right, Resolution 21-606 is passed. Is there any other public comment? And there is none. All right, let's jump to Commissioner and any other comments we might have. So Frank's good, Sarah's good? Yes. Oh, yes, one of, I'll get to that on my piece, on the Waterford piece, so just a second. Awesome, thank you. Commissioner Burke?
Nothing, thanks, Mayor.
Okay, Commissioner Deshane?
Nope, I'm all set.
Commissioner Chase?
I'm all set.
We're rolling. Commissioner Groders?
I guess I better not say anything.
Commissioner Glanville already said that she has a couple of things.
I have something.
Yes, it's all good. It's all good. All right.
First, I just wanted to add on to the fire department ceremony. As many of you are aware, and for anybody who happens to be listening this evening or maybe watches the recording later, we had 2 house fires in my neighborhood in the last couple of months. And so unfortunately / fortunately, I've had the opportunity to see our fire department up close and personal doing their jobs. And really, when you see 2 house fires like that are, I would call them no fault, it really brings it home, the work that they do for us and that they are there, like you said, not on shift. I mean, their shifts could be who knows how long, in all kinds of weather and situations. And, the emotions they're dealing with at the time and everything, everybody's standing around watching them do their job. It's just a very unique, I think, setting. And so I really do want to just say, how much they are appreciated. And for anybody out there who is listening, please be mindful of your homes, check your fire alarms, your smoke alarms, have a plan, because you never know. So it's just a huge amount of gratitude to have them. And our police as well, Sergeant Frank.
When you were able to see firsthand as well, I think one of the things we talked about was the different departments and the importance of the mutual aid.
Yes, the mutual aid is fantastic, that too. Like to see 2 or 3 different fire departments, cycling in and out, and the alarms they wear, so that they're not in the heat or in the fire for too long, and, all these kinds of things. And like I said, just the hours they spend. Even when the fire, looks like it's out, they're still going after all those embers and breaking everything up. And when you see, the buckling on the house next door and the tree, it's just everything. It's I don't know another word, but it's quite, impressive, right? To see the amount of damage and how quickly it can happen. So, they're a powerful unit, and we're lucky to have them and have the leadership that we do, and like you said, the mutual aid. So yeah, proud to have them on our side. So with that, I'm going to move on to Parks and Rec. So as you know, I've been working towards getting our Parks and Rec committee updated, and thank you, Frank, for your support in that. I did reach out to Emily Glover, who was one of our first ward applicants, and she is thrilled to be a part of this. So I did invite her to help with the planning, and she and Rachel and I sat down together to really kind of put some things, really just start getting the ideas kind of flowing and get some input on what we might be looking at, things to be thinking about, the types of people we would want on the committee, not necessarily types of people, but just thinking about the roles that we would want people who are part of the committee to play, making sure that we're looking at parents, maybe coaches, social workers, maybe legal, real estate, all those different types of roles, like I said, that would add to the knowledge, and then how we might also involve affinity groups, so looking at those who are involved in the unity rides, if you're using the parks and green spaces, and how we can use our police department and fire department maybe as affinity support groups to help build that community feeling, because what we're really looking at is how we can use the parks as community building and how that supports the work that the whole city staff does. So really just doing some kicking around of that, and so we should have things really ready to roll, like Frank said here, by the end of summer, and
Awesome.
and I said just getting some really solid thinking around it. So pleased to have Rachel Nagerson, who's in our engineering department, is the Rachel I was referring to. So, and she does such a great job in understanding the community and the land and land use, stormwater, all that good stuff. So she's going to be a wonderful asset, and I'm glad that she's able to support the work. So that's what I have brewing there. And KCCA has a governing meeting this week, so I'll have an update for you at our next meeting. Maybe some idea on what we're doing with some of the federal dollars there. As you know, Kent County Community Action supports the social support throughout the county. And they're getting quite a bit of grant money in through the American Rescue Plan, and so putting together some field offices that didn't exist before and things like that to better handle the influx of applicants and do some outreach and things like that. So it'll be good to see where we are with that. And I think I mentioned in a previous meeting, surprisingly where Walker is on the Alice report, that we're at, I believe, 37% of our population falls into that category that is just borderline beyond poverty. So those folks who are, right on the edge, which to me is a little bit surprising. So I'd really like to keep an eye on what we can be doing, again, and to bring services or bring awareness of services and what we can do to support our community and to continue to help people, recover from the pandemic on the economic and social side. So more to come in our next meeting, and I think that's all I have. So thanks.
Thank you. Good work on the Parks and Rec piece too, because I think that's the approach we're taking is not a renewal, so to speak. I think it's a rebuilding it from scratch, because what it was before is not what we're going to be using it for in the go forward. So
right, and we had talked about that when we talked about the vision for the committee. So yeah, and like I said, I'm glad it's really a community focus throughout the city. So to have representation from all three wards too, where we have very different needs and community makeup. So yeah, thanks.
good stuff. All right, thank you, Commissioner Gilbert.
Yeah, I saw that the coronavirus local fiscal recovery fund applications have come open. So for us as a non-entitlement community, we should be applying for our American Rescue Plan funds in the near future. Hopefully then we will see them on the balance sheet and can begin to do some spending or putting away. Yeah, so that's something that we'll probably have to have an eye out for. I imagine Finance Committee will have a meeting in the relative near future. They said to get applications in by July 27th, so I'm sure Dan DeVries is on it. Other stuff, the Planning Commission met last week. Meadow Springs over on Kinney, or off of Kinney, should say. We approved the third phase of that 5-phase development. So additional housing units going into the city. And the only other thing we had was an industrial spec building over on Northridge in the older side of the development near Peach Ridge. I think that is the last unit in that part of Northridge. So lots of demand right now for industrial buildings, but all good things for us. So I think that is it for me. Besides, I think just for financial planning purposes, as far as it concerns statutory revenue sharing, everyone in Lansing has circled around the 2% figure pertaining to that non-constitutional revenue sharing. So I think we can safely plan at that level, just as a financial FYI. But that should be it.
Awesome, thank you. All right. The only thing I have on the list, I just came back from a little hiatus myself. Time away is we back on May 17th had when we were in the initial phase of rezoning discussions for the Waterford project, which has evolved into a different name and just a same concept, what have you, but with a lot of fine tuning to it. In that meeting, I think we talked about it would be by July 12th. That there would be something back in front of the city commission. It's actually going in front of, I think for public record purposes, is just that we have it out there. The plan is, planning commission's taking it up next week, I believe. So they've got it then. So the city commission, the earliest we'll see it, in probably all likelihood, we will see it on the August 9th meeting for the rezoning at that point. Everything that I have seen so far, the concerns that I had previously have been addressed, and it's going to have it's a project I think with a lot of nuances to it, and it's one that just as we get our packets for that is there's probably going to be a fair amount of public discussion with it, although there wasn't this last time, and when we did the preliminary denial for the rezoning, I expect a little bit different public outreach at this next one. So just be prepared to dig into the details on that and be able to have the discussion around why you're taking the stance that you are. So that is all I had on that. We are not due again until our next meeting is July 26th. That week also on July 29th, Thursday, at 10 o'clock, I believe it is. You should have, if you did not, please let me know, an invite for Chief Long's public retirement ceremony here in the Commission Chamber. Did not get it, I will make sure it comes your way. So so that'll be in your email boxes. I'll actually just send it from my email tonight. But that will be a full house that day, so definitely plan on, I think coffee and cake starts at 10. The official thing starts at 10:30, I would expect, given the list of people that I see coming from the local law enforcement community. We'll probably be running until about noon that day with that ceremony. So outside of that, yes, Madam Clerk?
I have one question with that in mind. Do you plan on a swearing in for our new police chief on July 26th?
He is going to come in on, because the official retirement day is July 30th.
Mm-hmm.
He will come in on the 29th, I believe it is.
Just to my office then?
To your office.
Okay, so not
And
at
then-
a commission meeting?
Right,
Okay.
and then the public one for family and friends will be on August 9th in front of the commission here in the chambers.
Okay.
So the official will be in your office.
On the
29th, I believe is what.
The same day as Greg's retirement?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct, yeah.
Perfect.
But his official retirement, I think, all intents and purposes, is the 30th officially.
Right, right.
So there's the continuity there of him being sworn.
Yep, okay.
Does that make sense to everyone?
Yep, thanks
Did you
for
say,
clarifying.
can you just confirm, did you say 10 to 12 on the 29th?
Yeah, let me, hold on a
tentatively?
second, let me quick pull up.
I just want to make sure that's on my calendar ASAP.
Yeah. Let me quick go in if you'll indulge me for a minute. Yep, here we go. I will send this to commission right now. right, it is in your email, and I believe it went to department heads at that point in time, so I don't think any tenant there other than figured the commissioners would find out about it eventually. All right, so you have it. That is all I had on my list. Anything else for the good of the order? Around the horn, all good? All right, entertain a motion for adjournment. Approval and support, please. Anybody?
Motion.
Thank you, Commissioner Gilbert. Commissioner Chase, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed, we are adjourned. Thank you. All right.